Hello.
Welcome to the Knitter's Gotta Knit podcast. Stitch 25.
25. It's been a while.
Yeah. I'm Carrie.
I'm Darlene. Bags of Awesome Granny on Instagram and Awesome Granny on Ravelry.
I'm Knitfomaniac on Instagram, and I'm a Knitfomaniac on Ravelry. And it has been a while. It's been just about a month.
About a month, I think.
Yeah.
So.
About a month. So been busy. Paige had a birthday. She's 23 now. I can't believe it. Took her out to dinner. Biz came. I'll insert a picture of them. I have a nice, well, it's not too nice because the lighting was really bad in the restaurant, but of Bizzle and Paige and Antonio. I took a picture of them taking a picture of themselves. I love doing that.
I had some pictures of, like, way back, you know, when, actually I think it was Bruce and my brother, Bruce and Billy, taking a picture of each other. So I have two pictures. I have one of Billy taking a picture of Bruce and one of Bruce taking a picture of Billy.
Okay.
And it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So
it is. It's cute.
But they're taking them at the same time.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Paige is like, don't take a picture of me while I'm doing a sell, because, you know, she's looking into the different. And I was like, just do it so I can take a picture of you. She's so self-conscious. But so I've been busy. I think shortly after, well, not shortly after, but a couple weeks ago, I took Jaime to my sister's lake house just to get out of the house, and I think that was really good. Another couple came with us. Jaime's doing great, you know, with all things considered. He has not gone back to work yet. I don't think he has release until middle of August. It's around the 21st, which is
October.
October, yeah. So his surgery was August 21st, and I think he has clearance October 21st.
I'm sure he is going out of his mind.
He is, but I was happy to take him to the lake house, and I think it was a nice change of scenery. It was a pain in the ass for me because I had to do everything, but, you know, just like the loading and unloading, but that's okay. I knew I was going to have to do that. But I still had a great time, and we had another couple come with us. Star Knit came, and I taught Star how to knit.
Has she kept up with it since you?
I think she's
house?
Done a little bit, but she's obviously not as terrible as I am. I mean, I'm just knitting constantly. But I think she's done a little bit of it. I think she kind of enjoys it, but, you know, it's the beginning, so who knows. I think she crochets already.
Really?
But she hasn't done that in years. So, you know, she was trying to, you know, the beginning, it's hard. You know, where do you put your yarn? Where do you put your needles? It's real hard.
And when you don't have somebody, like, right there with you all the time, it's very hard.
So, I don't know what I did here. I got a funky stitch, but I gave her some yarn and some needles and an old bag that I've never used before, that one from the Silver Shed or whatever.
Oh, the one that, yeah.
And I just think it's weird how they cut that material. Like, the material is a different picture right in the middle. But anyway, I have a picture to insert that I gave to her, and I think she's enjoying it. So
good. That's good.
That was a little bit of fun. It rained almost the whole time that we were there. It has been doing nothing but here in San Antonio, been raining.
I think I heard them say on the news that this is going to be the wettest September in the history of San Antonio.
Well,
I could have heard that wrong, but I think that's what I
think
heard.
we're at number 2 right now. You want to know what the wettest? Oh, well, no. I think it's the wettest September, but out of the wettest San Antonio out of all the months, it's number 2 because number 1,
the flood,
October of '98. But you know what? We're only about 2 or 3 inches away from hitting October of '98. That's how much rain we've had. The second largest amount of rain ever in San Antonio, and the first for September. The number 1 amount of rain in September.
We have had a ton of rain, and my granddaughter Brinley, she has had her past 3 motorcycle races have been rained out.
Oh,
and it looks like this one that Casey said he won't be surprised if this one this weekend isn't going to be rained out. So she's about to lose her mind.
I bet she is. I bet she is.
Not being able to race.
Terrible. It's terrible. I'm tired of it because my backyard is a little flooded. I'm like the 3rd house from the end, and there's houses behind me. So kind of in the middle, there's like a little bit of a slope. So part of my backyard, if this is the fence and then this is my house, there's a good like 3 or 4 feet here from the fence out where that's still standing water. it's not standing as much water as it was before because we have been dry for a couple of days, but it rained last night. And so I can't quite get all the way back there, but my dogs walk through it. So Max is like, la-di-da-di-da-di-da, I'm just going to walk through this dirty water, and now I'm going to run inside and go jump on Mama's bed. Yeah, it drives me crazy. So I've been doing a lot of cleaning up little footprints and stuff, and trying to keep him off of the bed when he's muddy. He doesn't always trudge through the mud. And it's been, it's wreaked havoc on my lawn. I've just felt like I've been mowing constantly. The grass is just growing so fast.
And you have to like time it just right. Like
you do.
Last week, Bruce, he mowed the front yard one day, and then it rained, and then he like mowed the backyard the next day, and he was like watching the clouds so he could get out there and mow it before it started raining.
I mowed yesterday before it rained, and I'm telling you, I put everything up, took a shower, came out, and it was pouring.
I don't think I got any rain at my house yesterday.
Oh, it was pouring yesterday, but it wasn't long. It was just a real quick pour, but thankfully I'd already finished the lawn, or I'd have put everything up.
But unlike Carrie, I'm not tired of the rain. I love the rain, so I'm fine with it raining. But I know Carrie's tired of the rain.
I'm okay with the rain if I'm chilling at home with a nice hot cup of tea and I don't have any chores to do because of the rain. But because this rain is causing me so many extra chores, it's driving me crazy.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And I just want the rain to go away in the back. The other day, I mowed yesterday, but the time before that, I mowed last Monday and last Wednesday, I think. One day I had to do the front, one day I had to do the back. So I think it was Wednesday. I was doing the back, and like the back is where I have the standing water. And it appears that we have mosquitoes the size of hummingbirds right now. Because I went to mow like right beside the shed or whatever, and I just saw all these mosquitoes just like coming up and flying over in the air. So then of course I get like 20 kajillion bites. So I'm like mowing, I'm jamming to my music and I'm mowing, and then I have to like scratch my butt because I got a bite there, and then I'm scratching over here, and then I'm mowing on, and then I'm scratching over here, and I keep mowing, and because I riled them up, and then they were starting to bite me even though I had the spray on and everything.
And speaking of bugs, what are these butterfly things?
They come every year.
But it's not the monarch.
No, it's not.
It's not. So I know that the monarchs will be migrating in like next month. I think they start their migration next month. I don't know what these things are. They're little bitty, and they almost look like a moth. I don't think they're a moth, but they look like. But
do you think maybe they're like a subspecies of the monarch? I
have no idea, but my car got little corpses all over it.
When I take Jaime to rehab and back, we're driving in the car, and I just feel like I'm doing a mass murder thing.
It's terrible.
You can't slow down. There's butterflies or whatever they are everywhere. So you're just going down the road and you're just like killing them because they're not getting out, you're going 40 miles per hour and they're like, just la-di-da-di-da.
And they're just like
they just need to go higher.
Big bunches, just like, I don't know. At first I thought they were the monarchs, but I looked it up, and the monarchs aren't migrating until like next month or November. I don't know what they are, but they need to
but they are all over the place. They're everywhere. All over the place. I hope they eat mosquitoes. Maybe that'd be nice.
Yeah, they probably don't.
They probably don't, but it would be nice if
we need the bats to come from Bat Cave to come in.
We do. Bats eat a lot of, and don't dragonflies eat a lot of mosquitoes? I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
So they tell us on the news, empty out all your standing water. Well, I can't empty out my standing water because my ground is so saturated, it's not sucking up the water anymore. It's standing water, but there's nowhere to put it, I guess maybe I could like bucket it up. I'd make a mess, but anyway, it's just, the rain is driving me nuts. And this weekend, we're going to the beach, and I think it's going to rain all weekend at the beach.
Really?
My cousin is in town from Germany. Her name's Lena, and she loves the beach. And if there's any Texans out there and you're looking at me like, how could somebody like the Texas beach?
We have a nice beach.
There are some times where it's not the prettiest. I mean, it's not Cancun and it's not Cozumel.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was very disappointed in
Cozumel.
Cozumel, because I thought their water was just going to be fabulous. I didn't think it looked any better than our water. I mean, right at the. I didn't think so.
I did. I think it's a lot clearer. Like when we took pictures of our feet with our pedicure, I don't think the Port Aransas water would come up and then clear off so
Yeah,
prettily.
I don't know, maybe.
But you have to understand, my cousin doesn't have a beach.
Right.
So any beach for her is exciting. And she likes to come to the beach. And we've taken her to Port Aransas every time that she's come. I think this is her 3rd visit to the United States. It's either her 3rd or 4th, but I think it's her 3rd. And she really does enjoy coming. And we enjoy seeing her. So we are going to the beach this weekend. It's going to be my entire family, and then Jaime and Jaime's 2 boys, and the boys' girlfriends. I mean, we've got two houses.
Shiloh and Tim will be there this weekend too, and I mean they're there almost every weekend because Tim's working there.
Mm-hmm.
But Shiloh said it's so funny because she loves to fish, and she said that she goes out on the dock and fishes with the old men, and she loves fishing with the old men. But she said it's so funny because when the dolphins come in, and Shiloh loves the dolphins because it's like, I'm sure if you live down there, it's kind of like having deer in your backyard that eat your flowers. But the old men, they're like, well, the dolphins are here, so it's time to go home, and they'll pack up their stuff and leave. Because the dolphins
are not going to let you get any fish.
Yeah, because they're eating the fish. So, but Shiloh's like, I love the dolphins, and these little old men, they get all grumpy, and they just pack up their toys and go home because the dolphins are swimming around in the water.
I know that Jaime's boys are going to be wanting to fish. Yeah, they're going to try and find a really good place to fish, and whereby I'm not going to be doing any fishing. Jaime probably won't even go out to the beach because
I hope he does. I hope he gets out of that.
He'll sit outside. He'll sit outside, but he will not go down to the water to the beach. I think he's too afraid, and I'm too afraid that his incision, is just going to get, just yucky. There's like sand in the air and salt in the air, and his wound isn't finished healing, and I would just be terrified that it would get infected. But that's probably me overreacting.
Yeah, I think he would be fine. I mean, it's been a month, so.
He still has that hole.
Yeah, but he can put a shirt on. Don't go without a shirt. I think he'd be fine.
We'll see. I mean, I'm sure the boys will go off, but it's still just a nice change.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
It'll be nice. I'm excited to.
I'm super jealous y'all are going.
You're welcome to come.
Well, be careful. Careful saying that because I just might show up down there.
So yeah, we'll be going this weekend, and then I come back. I have Monday off. We're going to stay an extra day. And then I come back and I work Tuesday, and then Wednesday I turn around and I leave to Canada. Paulette, I hope you're ready for me because I am so excited.
That's awesome.
I'm going to see Jeanette and Doris and Paulette and Louise, and maybe even record a little bit of Louise dying in the back. Louise is the owner of the Biscotte. I think that's how you say it, Michelle, from Not Eating
I
Wits.
think it's awesome you get to meet her. I think that's so cool.
I'm very excited, very excited. And we're going to go to Quebec City and see all these different sites that are beautiful. And it's going to be cold. She's been telling me, she's been FaceTiming me and letting me know.
What's it going to be, like 60?
I think it's going to be in the 50s.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I'm going to die. That's cold to me.
Okay, Shiloh.
Yeah,
that's not freezing.
That's cold to me. Excuse me, yeah, but and Paulette knows it's cold to me, so I'll have I'll pack a blanket and a nice coat, and I have gloves and a hat, and come on, I'm a knitter.
Okay, come on, it's not going to be that cold.
Oh no, I'll be cold enough for gloves and a hat. In 50, I'll be cold enough in 50. If we're walking around and outside and stuff, I think that'll be cold. I'm a wuss. Make fun of me, whatever, but I think it'll be cold. And excuse me. I'm really excited. I ordered my Canadian money today downstairs from the bank, and I think it'll be here either tomorrow or Monday.
That's awesome.
And I called one of the main cards that I use, and I'm not going to get charged any foreign fees if I use my card there, and so that was really exciting. And
have you checked with your phone to make sure that you've got international?
I haven't. I know I haven't. I checked my phone bill the other day, and I know I'm paying for some little international thing.
I wouldn't worry about it.
But I will call. I have AT&T. I will call them before I go and make sure that I can make phone calls and texts from Canada. Good. I think it's supposed to be the same as when we were in Mexico, since it's the same continent. It's a different country, but it's the same continent. I think it's supposed to be covered.
When we went to Canada, as soon as we crossed over, Verizon sent me this little message, said, "Welcome to Canada." rest assured that you're not going to be charged any extra, blah, blah, blah. Have a good time.
That's kind
And
of cool.
they did that to me when we were in Mexico. Remember when we were sitting in that little
Oh, yeah, I
that little
remember.
thing? And I was like, oh,
Look, it's
welcome
still...
to Mexico. And it's not going to cost me anything. So
That's cool.
So, yeah, that was
That's
cool.
And I got the new phone. I'm so excited. I love this. I got the new 10 Max, and I'm
awesome.
really loving it. I'm really glad that I got it. But so, what are you working on? I know.
The only thing I have been working on forever is blankets. Shannon, all I know Shannon, my awesome nephew in Amarillo. Well, he's getting married, and he proposed to his girlfriend like, I don't know what, a month ago? Not even a month ago.
Not even a month
ago. And they like are getting married in November. And it's like, Shannon was like, we don't want a big wedding, and he's like, why wait?
I agree.
So
why wait?
They've been together for 3 years, and they just want to get the wedding done. So they're getting married November the 10th in Amarillo, and I want to make. So he asked me to make his fiance a blanket. So I made her a blanket, and then I thought, well, this ball starts rolling.
It does.
And you can't stop it.
It does.
So I thought, okay, so I made her a blanket, so I wanted to make her kids a blanket. So this is for her daughter, Ellie. Ellie's 3 or 4.
I have a picture too.
And so then when
always.
I was making Ellie one, I needed to make Colt one, her brother. Mm-hmm. So then when I make Colt one, I need to make Shannon's sister a blanket and her 2 kids a blanket. So I have 6 blankets to make and be finished with by November the 9th. So all I'm making is blankets.
That is all she's making.
And I need to finish Shannon's sweater by, it's done. I just need
to seam it together.
I need to block it, and I need to seam it together and then pick up for the collar.
Oh, I forgot the collar.
And then but the collar I can do in probably 2 or 3 hours.
Now, how many blankets are done? I know I have pictures to insert. So Nina's is done.
Nina's is done, and Colt's is done.
Colt's is done.
And Ellie's, this is Ellie's, and I'm only working on it here. It's about half done.
That's beautiful.
And then Lila's, I'm working on it at home, and it's about half done. And then I have Bowen's started, but it's only I only have 1 stripe done, mm-hmm. and I haven't even bought the yarn for Kylie's yet.
Okay.
So I have a bunch of them in progress,
mm-hmm.
but I only have 2 finished. So mm-hmm. I'm hoping maybe by the end of next weekend I'll have this one done and Lila's done. So then I only have 2 left. That's the plan. So
that'll be great.
I'm ready to get back to my knitting and be done with all these blankets, but I'm on such a tight deadline, I have to get them done.
Right. Yeah, you are on a tight deadline. Gotta get that going. I have my podcast socks that I haven't touched since the last time I podcast, which was
a month ago. So they're still at the same place, but I pull them out for every podcast. So that's whatever. I did finish my. I finished putting my buttons on my boxy, and thank you everybody for telling me which ones you guys like. Bad.
And it's called. I put down the Clada is the name. I think that's right. I looked it up on dictionary.com. Clada is the name of these 2 hands holding a heart with a crown on top, and those are the buttons that I ended up.
Oh my gosh, I want to make that.
Using it. I'll insert a picture of. I think I have a picture of me wearing it in the bathroom or something.
It's beautiful. I love it.
But I have the buttons and everything on, so it's completely done, and it is going to Canada with me for the cold weather.
That's awesome.
So, and I think
it's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you. I really, I'm glad that I got it done. I am really glad that I got it done.
Show your other.
Oh, and so last time we were podcasting, I hadn't started. I started the Saturday right after we podcast. I think we podcast on a Thursday, and today's a Thursday. And I started that Saturday to make that lounging top by Joji Locatelli with the Madeline Tosh yarn. I finished it 2 days ago.
It's so pretty.
And I have a picture.
It's really beautiful.
I have a picture to insert. I mean, I haven't taken a picture of it finished. I have a picture of it blocking, and I have a picture of it pre-blocking. So I'll have to go home and put it on.
Will you wear a turtleneck under it or something?
I don't think I will, but I don't know. you know, I might have just a tank top under it because I think the armpits are kind of long. But I think this isn't too bad.
Yeah, but I meant for like up there in Canada, since you're going to
I
be
might.
sub-below weather.
I might.
You
I
know.
have a black...
Or maybe not a turtleneck, but a long sleeve t-shirt or something.
I have a black long sleeve shirt that I can wear under it. I was actually planning on wearing it under this.
Oh, okay.
So my arms would... I wasn't expecting it to be quite as cold as what the weather's looking like in Canada.
This is what I've been looking at yarn for to buy, because I really want to make this. It's so pretty.
Paige really likes the yarn and the colors.
I know you ordered more yarn for her.
I did.
What are you making her?
I don't know
yarn?
yet. Oh, no, I'm going to make the endless cardigan that I...
Out of this
just
yarn? Okay.
It calls for DK, and this is sports, but I'm going to make the DK sweater. It's called the Endless Cardigan, and it looks very much like the Breezy cardigan. It's by the same designer, Hannah Fettig, I think. And
it's so pretty.
And I've already made Paige the Breezy cardigan, and she loved it. So I'm going to make her the, did I just say effortless cardigan? Effortless. I think it's called effortless cardigan. So I was able to finish. I finished a couple of days ago. So
no, it's beautiful.
It's really, you know, once you get the top done and you join it in the round, it's really just a whole bunch of knitting, which everybody knows is my favorite because I don't like to think. So I would tell Jaime, I would say, I need an exciting movie, like, you know, with like lots of action, because I knit faster if I have like an action movie on, as opposed to maybe a comedy or a romance or something where it's a little bit more laid back. But if I've got like an action thing on, we watched Skyscraper the other day with Dwayne Johnson, and out my finger was just flicking and out, you know, like jump, you know, or whatever. And so it was exciting, but I'm excited I got it
It's
finished.
beautiful. I love it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I have my boxy cape and my lounging top. We need to mention your temperature blanket.
Oh,
Do you remember?
yeah.
Forever ago, Darlene said she didn't like her temperature blanket because it bowed.
It had a really severe bow, and Carrie has pictures of it. But I mean, it was like
insert them.
It was like really severe. I mean, it bowed, and then the rest of the blanket, you know, my gauge, because when I did my cast on my chain or whatever you call it in crochet, it was really tight. Okay, I tried not to make it tight, but it was tight. And I even went up 2 hook sizes, and it was still super duper tight.
It was pretty tight.
It was not pretty tight. It was really tight. And so I was talking to Carrie and Rosanna and Tania. I was like, what am I going to do about this? Because I was ready to like just throw the whole thing in the trash, because it really was that bad.
She was.
And so Rosanna told me that I could fix it, and I was like, no, I'm pretty sure I cannot fix it. But then I thought, I'm going to try, because if I mess it up and end up throwing it away,
that's what she was going to do anyway.
That's what I was going to do anyway, so I was going to try. So I actually fixed it. It still has a little bit of a bow, but y'all will be shocked when y'all see this.
I'm massively impressed. Whenever I need crochet fixing, it's going to go to her.
It's
amazing.
It really, I mean, I have to say so myself, it really was amazing.
It is amazing. You guys are going to see the pictures, and I'll probably insert them again. I've inserted them already, and I'm going to insert them again.
So what I did was I cut the chains, and then I had these bazillion little bitty like I had little ends of crochet of yarn all over my living room floor. But then I got a darning needle, and I picked up the chain. You know, I cut off the chain, but I picked up the stitches on just a piece of thread, like the embroidery thread we use.
Sure.
And then I went back and did a single crochet in every one of those stitches.
That's pretty cool.
And it actually looks really good.
I think it looks great. I think it looks great.
And it took me about 4 hours to do.
I bet it, but it's worth it.
But it was worth it, because it still has a little bit of a bow, but I can live with the little bit of a bow.
As opposed to what it was.
So, because it was, when I say a bow, I mean like, it was bad. So.
And yeah, you guys will see it.
So it looks really good now, and so I was like, I was pleasantly surprised and kind of proud that it actually didn't fall apart on me. So.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
My temperature blanket is finished. I'm tired of it. And Antonio saw me working on it quite some time ago. And he said, Grandma, who's that for? And I said, it's not for anybody. I just wanted to do this. And he said, can I have it? I said, sure, you can have it. So the next time that he was over, I was tired of it. I was more than a month behind on the dates because I was tired of it. I hadn't been working on it. And I didn't want to catch up a month's worth. I think I ended up ending it on like July 10th. I took all the temperatures up to July 10th. And then I was like at the end of June, and then I asked Antonio how it looked, and he goes, just a little bit more. So I went like 10 more days, which was a few rows because the temperatures were high, and we were doing, both the highs and the lows. So I have a picture of Antonio like kind of semi wearing it in the room that I'll insert. But he's thrilled with it. He loves it. It's not, but he actually uses it the opposite way. So I was crocheting back and forth. The crocheting back and forth is a long way on him because
that's a long blanket.
It's a long blanket, and it's not it's not extremely wide because that's how tall I wanted it to be. But I only went to July 10th, so
I put mine away and haven't worked on it since I started working on all these blankets. So I'm going to be really, really far behind. But if we ever decide we want to be crazy and do that again, I don't want to do the highs and lows. I would just want to do the highs.
I kind of agree, and there is there's a new Cal that our friend Rosanna, Cal C-A-L, for a crochet along that our friend Rosanna was telling us about. It's the Havana Cow, and it comes out this Monday. And it is a beautiful blanket.
It's gorgeous.
I'll insert a picture of the designer with her beautiful blanket, with the little tees. And you will have a billion ends when you're done because you only crochet in one direction. You always crochet on the right side. Yes, so you crochet, and there's a
you crochet and cut and go back and
you do.
Oh my God.
So then there's 3 ways to end it. You can end it in tassels, which is the easiest way. Cut all your ends the same, put some knots on them, and then you've got tassels around your entire blanket. Or you can do a small double border, which I think was like 2 inches, or a double border, which is like a 4 inches, and then that takes in all that. You kind of hide the ends in your crocheting around, so you don't really have to weave them in. And I've been reading up on it, and I think I want to try and do it. I'm not going to buy yarn for it. I'm going to use a lot of the yarn that I have left over from what I didn't finish the temperature blanket with, and then just get a bunch of scraps because this designer is really encouraging you to use scraps. And she kind of did a little video on she had this big basket of scraps, and she kind of did a video on how she kind of lays them out. And you've got a main color and a contrasting color, and as long as they've got high contrast, you always want there to be a high contrast between them. Then you do like 1 row with the main color, finish it on this end, then you come back to this end, and then you do one with the contrasting color. You finish it and then cut it and you come back. And it's like each row takes like 11 or 12 yards.
But is it the same stitch every time? Is it like just a double crochet blanket or single crochet? Or
you need to know how to single crochet through the back loop, I think, double crochet through the front loop, and there's 3 stitches in the entire blanket. But you do it differently. It's called mosaic crocheting. I don't know if you've ever done mosaic knitting. Mosaic knitting is where you're only using 1 color at a time per row. But the way that mosaic knitting works is that you do some slip stitches. So it kind of looks like you had 2 colors on 1 row. And I don't know how to do mosaic crocheting, but she has some tutorials out there. And I'm going to watch some videos. And there's a few people that have already done the test swatch. I've had too much going on right now to try my test swatch, but I know I want to try it. I'm getting ready to go to the beach. I'm getting ready to go to Canada, and I've got Jaime and all his rehab and stuff. So I've just been busy, and I wanted to get this sweater done. So pretty much this sweater has occupied almost a month's worth of my time. But I finished it. So
let me tell you why I think you doing it with your scraps of your temperature blanket is a bad idea.
Okay, so why wouldn't I like to do it with
because you said that you wouldn't want acrylic on your bed.
Right. And I've actually got to the point where I'm enjoying acrylic a little bit more. I mean, I haven't worked with a whole lot of acrylic, so I mostly have wool. But I'm actually thinking of throwing in like some cotton, and like, you know how like in the yarn room where Paige has organized, like it goes from red, yellow, orange, green, like all across, and that's not my nicer or nicest yarn. It's yarn that I bought 10 years ago, some of it. I mean, literally, some of it 10 years ago. And I think I just want to try and use some of those with a black as the contrast.
That'd be pretty.
So my main color will always be black, and then I'll use different colors to kind of rainbow it. But I'm not even sure if I can do the stitch yet. So
I'm sure you can.
So we'll see.
Sure you
I haven't tried it yet, so. But apparently, this pattern has been out for a while in an Icelandic crochet magazine. So Rosanna told me I can go ahead and start early. I don't have to wait for the cowl to start on Monday because it's in an Icelandic crochet magazine. So as long as I can read Icelandic crochet,
there you go.
I can start early. I said I'm doing good to read English crochet, so I think I'll wait. And actually, I'll probably wait till I get back from Canada.
That's pretty funny. Okay.
She sent me a text and she's like, "It's an Icelandic crochet book. You can start early if you can read Icelandic crochet." I was like, "Girl, I'm doing good to read English on a normal basis." It was funny.
That is funny.
Really funny. So
it is a really pretty blanket, and
it's very pretty.
You know, I'd kind of like to do it too, but I kind of want to like get through crocheting and get back to my knitting because I've been knitting so long. Because I've been, you know, working on all crochet stuff. Because, you know, I did that Augusta shawl, and then I did the other Augusta shawl. You know, I did the green one, and then I did the pink one. Then I started that rainbow virus shawl.
And you finished a
I finished one, and then I started another one. And then I've been doing just all these blankets. So I'm ready to, like, get back to my knitting. So.
And I've kind of mixed it up a bit. But I would like to have... I wanted to have the temperature blanket for something nice to work on when it was in our early January. We were very cold here, abnormally cold for the South. And so we were talking about how nice it's going to be when it's cold in the winter and there's more substance to the blanket. Well, now that I've ditched the blanket, I don't have a substance blanket to work on for when it does get colder. And let me tell you, it was nice and cool this morning.
It was.
It was 66 when I got in my car.
That's awesome.
Which is, you know, that's cool for us for this early in the fall. I mean, fall just started like Saturday, right? Something like that. But anyway, so I'd like to have a blanket to work on, and I think I would like to try that Havana one. And I still don't think I'll put it on my bed. I think I'll put it on my ladders, my ladder for my living room. So Shiloh's been making these ladders, and they are so awesome. She has one in her laundry room, and I have a picture up of how she's using it in her laundry room. And she made one for me, and I absolutely love it, Shiloh. Thank you so much. I have a picture to insert of it in my living room. I have blankets hanging on it. It's right by my fireplace up against my mantle, and the bottom blanket in the picture is going to be replaced by a picture that was by a blanket that was in the wash.
I mean, she actually said if she would have known you were going to use it for blankets, she would have made it wider.
But
I mean, it's kind of narrow, but
it is narrow, but I still love it, and it holds my blankets very well.
It does look good.
So I think if I ever finished a crocheted blanket, it would end up on that ladder.
That would look
somewhere.
good.
It would end up on the ladder.
So speaking of Shiloh and her building, you know, I told her that she's such a disappointment in life. She's my biggest disappointment because I can't get her to knit or crochet.
But she'll craft
she will make anything out of wood. She'll like, in fact, her and Tim, they fight over garage space and tools.
I'm sure
he was packing some tools to take back to the coast with him, and Charlotte's like, hey, you can't take that skill saw, and you can't take this, and you can't take that, you know.
And he's like they are my tools.
So he told her, he said, they are my tools. And I told Shiloh, I said, you know, your daddy has all of those that you could borrow at any time. And she was like, yeah, but, you know, Tim has them. I can just use his. But anyway.
She ended up, because she said, you can't take your tools. What were you going to do with them? And he goes, well, I was going to fix the deer blind. She goes, I'll fix it for you. Tell me what to do to it. And then she fixed it, didn't she?
And then so they built this deer blind. And then she painted it, and I'll send you some pictures of it. It looks really good. She painted it camo.
I'm gonna tell you, she can do anything.
And her friends were like, or Tim's friends were like, "Where did y'all get that deer blind?" And she was like, "Well, we made it." And they're like, "Who painted it?" And she was like, "I painted it." And so now his friends are wanting her to make, you know, paint them to make and paint deer blinds.
She may she should start a business.
I know, she kind of would like to, actually.
She should.
She really would like to, because she really loves doing woodworking stuff.
It would be awesome.
And, she made this, well, she didn't make. Her mother-in-law gave her this steamer trunk. And it was, it's old. It was like, 1900s or whatever, steamer trunk. But it's wood, and it has, the metal straps and stuff on it. I don't know how a steamer trunk's made. But she took that thing apart, like down to the wood, and Carrie has a picture of it. And then she repainted it and redid it, and now she has it sitting in her living room with her blankets in it. And the picture that Carrie's going to insert, it really don't look that big, but this thing has 9 blankets in it. Okay, I make big blankets. I don't make very big blankets. I don't make little, like this is a small blanket for me.
Mm-hmm. It's a very small.
And
she makes this one's a very small.
Yeah, this
is
small.
Very big.
I make big blankets. That trunk has 9 blankets in it.
Wow.
Yeah, I was shocked at how many blankets are in that trunk. So she redid that, and it's so beautiful. And she redid a couple of Foot Locker trunks that were Tim's grandfather's when he was in the Marines.
I remember those. Those were awesome.
And so she did one for Tim that's like camo colored, and it has Tim's granddad's name and his rank and stuff on it from the military. And then the other one she did turquoise for her. And they're sitting in her living room, and they
she has this really cool emblem. I don't know if Darlene's ladder has it.
It does.
Okay, yeah, mine has it, and it's a T with an S on top, or an S with a T on top for Tim and Shyla. Mm-hmm. It is just the cutest emblem that she has on there. It's so neat. She puts it on everything that she does.
She does, and she has this big armoire that she's redoing that she found on like Facebook Marketplace, where this guy told her that if she could come and get it, she could have it. And it is huge. So she's redoing it, and she's going to try to sell it. So she really would like to do.
I bet you she can find a lot of things on Facebook Marketplace and tell her to look at Offer Up. Offer Up is an app. Chris uses it, and a lot of people will give away stuff for free on that also. I just want you to come and get it.
Yeah, and I just want her to be careful doing that. That kind of scares me.
Oh, does it? I picture
Shyla's
being able to just about kill anybody.
She could. She's very capable of taking care of herself, but you know what I mean? I get it.
I get it. Yeah. But she does make some pretty awesome stuff.
But yeah, that's why she's a disappointment, is because
she's so awesome.
Yeah, because she's so awesome. So she is pretty awesome.
She is pretty awesome.
So she was at the coast the other day fishing. She loves to fish. I guess she gets that from her grandmother, from Bruce's mom, because Bruce hates to fish. I'm not a fisherman. Casey said that he would like to reel a fish in, but he's not going to sit there and wait for it to bite. If he wants to just like throw it in and reel one in.
But Chase is a fish.
Chase loves to fish, and so Shyla loves to fish. Tim loves to fish, but Tim gave Shyla this fishing pole that I think it might have been an old fishing pole. But it's Shyla's favorite fishing pole. Well, a fish broke it the other day. And she was like, this fish broke my fishing pole. And Tim said, well, I'll buy you another one. She was like, I don't want another one. I want you to fix this one. And he was like,
I can't fix
it, but I can buy you another one. She was like, but I don't want another one. I want this one.
Maybe she can fix it. She can fix anything.
Yeah, I don't know. But
that's cute.
So Tim, this is a sad story.
Oh, this is a sad story. I know what story this is.
So Tim was at work, he works at the coast, and he saw this mother raccoon get in this dumpster, and when she got in the dumpster, the trash people came and emptied the dumpster. So she got put in the trash compactor and taken away. So Tim's heard this little baby, under a porta potty. And so him and one of his guys went to digging under this porta potty, and they found this baby raccoon. He's the cutest little thing, but he was about the size of this phone. He was tiny. And they named him Opie, and Tim brought him home to Shyla.
I have pictures that I can be inserting during this story.
And Shyla got, they got cat milk, and was feeding him cat milk, because raccoons are kind of cat-like, but he didn't like the cat milk at all. So then Shiloh switched him to goat milk, and he was doing really good. I mean, he was eating, and he was so cute. He would like wrap his little body around Shiloh's arm, and
are they
suck
soft?
on the bottle. Yeah, their hair is kind of coarse, but not soft like a cat, but kind of. I mean, they are coarse, but not where. I mean, they're
just curious.
Yeah, but
I've never pet a raccoon.
So my grandmother had a raccoon when we were growing up. Her name was Katie, and we would get in trouble all the time because we would take Katie. Me and Billy would take Katie up to the barn, and we would give her saltine crackers. And raccoons are like funny little animals. They wash all their food, and she would like get her a cracker, and she would put it in the water, and she'd do this. And then she would like do this, looking for the cracker, because dissolve. And then me and Billy would get with Grandma would whip us, and she would take Katie back to the house. And then next day we would do it again, and because it was just hilarious to watch her.
I bet it was.
And then when Katie, when she got old enough to want to be a bad raccoon, she got out and got herself pregnant. Yeah. And when she had those kittens, I guess they're called kittens, she had them under the porch at my grandparents' house. My grandparents lived on a ranch. And after she had them, once they got big, now Katie lived in the house. I mean, she was a house raccoon. And she was housebroke and everything. But when she had those babies, after the babies got big enough to like walk, I'm probably about the size of Opie, she left and she never came back. She like completely, went back into the wild. So, I mean, a wild animal is supposed to be a wild animal.
Of course.
But anyway, back to Opie. He was doing really, really good. And Shiloh actually told Peyton, said, when he gets big enough to wean, we're going to take him out to one of the deer leases and we're going to let him go. Because, I mean, he's a wild animal. He needs to be, in the wild. Well, he was doing really, really good. And day before yesterday, wasn't it? Day before yesterday?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
He just took a turn. And, I told Shiloh, I said, little baby animals
They can just take a turn.
They can just take a turn. And he died.
Oh, it's terrible.
It was terrible. And Shiloh, was upset, and Shiloh is a realist. She knows that, when she took him, she had a 50-50 chance. He was definitely going to die if they didn't try, because his mother was taken away in the trash truck, or he might live if they tried. So she tried, and he lived for about 2 weeks, and then he died. But it's like she told Peyton, we tried and it didn't work, but we tried. Mm-hmm. And Shiloh buried him in her flower bed in front of her house and made a little marker with his name, Opie.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have a picture.
But it was a sad story. But
it is sad. But such is the circle of life.
Yeah, and Peyton,
the Lion King.
And she told Peyton, that she would quit trying to save baby animals if she wanted her to, because it's hard when they die.
It is hard.
Because, the last one she had was her squirrel rats. Mm-hmm. And, half of them lived and half of them died. And Peyton told her no, that she wanted to, if they had the opportunity to try to save one, they wanted to save it. But, so, Peyton understands.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's good. And it's a good lesson.
Mm-hmm. It is. But, so, and Peyton had, she's in volleyball. And she had her first practice yesterday, and her first game is Saturday morning. And I know Antonio's playing basketball.
Antonio's playing basketball, so we're leaving to the beach tomorrow. And I told Paige, I sent her a message yesterday, and I said, I need to pick up Antonio from school tomorrow, parent pickup. And she said, Antonio's basketball practice. I was like, not tomorrow. Because we made these plans months ago because my cousin was coming in from Germany. So he is going to have to miss his practice tomorrow, and I'm really sorry, but I'm not waiting till 8 or 9 o'clock at night to drive to the beach.
No. So that's one practice.
Yeah. So, but he is playing basketball, and I have a picture of him playing. But he has a basketball hoop at my house. On my driveway, I have a basketball thingamajiggy that Chris got him for Christmas. And so he was playing basketball at my house this past weekend. So I have a picture I can insert, and he's enjoying it. How's Peyton liking hers?
I think she was really discouraged last night because Shiloh said, that she said she's not any good and she can't serve. And they have these kids, these 10-year-olds that have never played volleyball, serving overhanded. Okay, when Shiloh was 10 and playing volleyball, they served like with the
Underhand.
fist, underhanded. That would be much easier for a 10-year-old.
It would be.
So she's frustrated, but Shiloh told her, that she had to, that she just needed to stick with it, and Shiloh's going to get a volleyball and try to help her. But, Peyton is, how do I word this? She gets embarrassed if she's not doing something good.
Don't be embarrassed, Peyton.
And then she don't want to do it because she's embarrassed, because she thinks people are looking at her because she's not doing it good.
Peyton, I've never seen you do anything not good.
Well, that's what we told her. We were like, Peyton, you've got to
you rock everything that you do.
You just have to hang in there and try, and you will do good.
Paige used to play volleyball, and if you ever get to a point in time where you don't have anybody to go outside and play with you or practice with you, this is what Paige would do. Shiloh, please don't hit me if you don't like this idea. She would throw the ball on the roof. She would throw the ball on the roof, and then the ball would come down, and it would come down a little bit, where you wouldn't know how it was going to come. And then she'd hit it.
That's a great idea.
She would get it, and she would hit it back up, and she would try and get it to go back up on the roof. She would try and find a point. Sometimes she would do it against the wall of the house, but I have mirrors in the backyard, not mirrors, windows in the backyard of the house. But there was one window that Eric had busted out years before, so it was plexiglass. So I didn't care if she hit that window. So I told her to go to that side of the house, and she could hit it up against the side of the house if she was trying to control her hits. But remember, you got to get it over the net, so Paige would try and get it back up onto the roof, and then it would come back down again, and she wouldn't know quite where it's coming back down, and she would get under it with her little knee thing or whatever, and she'd try and get it back up onto the roof. So Shiloh and Tim, don't beat me up if you hear the ball bouncing on the roof.
That's a good idea.
But it really did help Paige.
And I just don't want her to get discouraged, because it's you can't be good right off the bat. You've got to we're not all born being natural athletes.
Right,
exactly. And so I just don't want her to get discouraged.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I agree. But yeah, Antonia's playing basketball. Peyton's got volleyball.
She had a little cheer thing that the varsity football players had the varsity football cheerleaders put on a cheer camp for the elementary school kids. And Peyton did that, and they were supposed to cheer at the varsity football game last Friday. And we went, and it was so cute. I mean, there was a million. We were like, how in the world? They go to a little country school in Navarro, and it's there must have been 100 little girls out there. I don't know where all them little girls came from. But, they were cheering, and it was really cute. They were doing a good job. But then it started lightning and raining, and then they called the game. And as much as we were enjoying watching her cheer, we were kind of high-fiving each other that the game was over.
Rain.
So we were enjoying watching her cheer, but I'm not a football watcher. Bruce isn't a football watcher. We were only there to watch Peyton.
Yeah.
But she was really cute. But it's once that lightning started, they were telling people to get out of the stands and to leave. So we left, and we still didn't get home until 9 o'clock.
You got home pretty late.
We did, and it's man, we would have been there forever if it wouldn't have got rained out. So, but she got to cheer 2 quarters, and so she was happy, and she did good. She was cute.
That's good.
So, I have one other thing. So I've been fighting with my glasses for a year.
She's been fighting with them forever.
It has been terrible because I have these are new glasses, but my other glasses, they were for distance and then reading. And I would take my glasses off at my computer, and I couldn't see with them, couldn't see without them, and I would feel like my eyes were getting all gummed up. It was just terrible being at work, trying to read the computer and stuff. Well, I went to the eye doctor, and he told me about that I needed these intermediate glasses, and actually they're intermediate and reading, so they're progressive also. They're just a different progressive than my other ones. But he was saying that I needed this lens that filtered out the blue light. And, these lenses, I didn't buy them that day because I thought, okay, they're just trying to sell them to me because you're at that doctor's office. Maybe I can get them somewhere else. So I went and tried to find them somewhere else, and you can't get them anywhere except a doctor's office.
Wow.
And I told Bruce, I said, I just don't know if I want to spend $400 on something that might not work. And he said, but they might work. So I went back and I got I bought them, and I'll tell you what, they are so worth the money.
Are they?
Yes.
That's great.
And I asked the guy whenever I went and picked them up the other day, I said, what is it with this? Does it really filter out the blue light? And he had this pen, this blue light pen, and he like shined them on my lenses. You couldn't even see it come through the lens. It was amazing. And
that's pretty cool.
It is really cool. And they're for reading. I can't drive in them. So I now have 3 pairs of glasses. Sunglasses, clear glasses, and then these glasses.
Yeah,
But they're good for about 5 feet out. So
what do you watch TV with?
My other ones.
Yeah.
Because my TV's like 8.5 feet, I measured. But I mean, they really have helped with my eyes, my headaches during the day, because I was having really bad headaches.
She always had a headache.
And so they're helping with that, and they're helping with my eye strain. I mean, I can just tell such a difference wearing these.
That is so great.
So they were worth the money.
So if a doctor tells you that you need this lens that blocks out the blue light,
and for intermediate vision,
they ain't feeding you a line.
No, they're not.
She loves them.
I mean, they're actually they're for reading and computer work. And so, I have all these glasses now. But
I have some flexible spending money that I'll probably need to spend before the end of the year, and so I might see if
you might think about it, Carrie, because I was skeptical, and Bruce was like, I have been listening to you complain for a year about not being able to see. If you don't try this, stop complaining. And I'm like, okay, well then I'm going to go spend $400. Mm-hmm. So, and I wouldn't have got these glasses, but they had this package where, there's this certain section of glasses that you can get for this price with these lenses and these frames out of this section. And, there's usually not the best in those kind of deals, the frames you really want. So I wouldn't have got these, but all of the other frames that I was looking at was going to jack the price up to almost $600.
Wow.
Okay, so I wasn't even sure that they were going to be any good to begin with, so I didn't want to spend another $200 on a different frame. But I mean, these are okay.
I think they look great on you.
Thank you. But they are really worth the money.
That's good.
So
I'm glad. Hopefully you don't have any more headaches.
They've really been helping, so I'm just glad that I can see my computer, because it was.
You've been struggling.
I've raised my desk and lowered my desk, and I think it's been more than a year.
I think it's been more than a year.
So,
I don't think I have any other thing. Oh, I think I told you guys that I finished a hat a while back, little baby hat, and I got a picture of the little baby wearing it.
It's
so Bizzle's nephew, so I'll insert that picture. So thank you, Bizzle, for sending that to me. And the hat fits him just about perfect right now, so I'm going to have to make him another hat for winter, because he's probably outgrown it from the time that she sent me that picture to now, because how fast babies grow. So, but it's a cute little picture. And I have that. That was a finished item that I had a while back.
So I have on my winter knitting that I want to do. I need to finish Shiloh's sweater, make Tim's gloves. I like to make Tim a sweater, and I want to make Bruce a sweater. It's probably not happening. So maybe if I get Tim's gloves done and Shiloh's sweater, that'll be half of it.
There you go.
Half the list. So you asked me the other day about if Shiloh got her Bose headphones replaced, and she just told me that she has to mail them back like you had to mail yours back.
Can she read that code?
And I don't know, but so just a quick Bose headphone story. These headphones, they are awesome because they're noise canceling, and but they're $300.
They're very expensive.
They're expensive.
Very expensive.
And I told Carrie and Shiloh both that I'm beginning to wonder if they're worth the money. Now, they do have a good warranty, and they do honor their warranty, but Carrie's went out, she had to get hers replaced. Mine went out, I had to get mine replaced, and Shiloh's just went out, and she's having to get hers replaced. Okay, that's 3 of us that have the exact same headphones that were under a year old that went out. So
mine was a year and a few days.
But I'm just wondering why. Why?
And it's actually, mine didn't stop working. Mine were falling.
Yours were falling apart
from the button.
Mine actually just quit working. I was listening to them and then went back after lunch to put them back on, and they just wouldn't work. Shiloh's left earbud went out last week. And it's like they're $300, and they're not even lasting a year.
Yeah,
Well,
that's frustrating.
it is
As long as you're
frustrating.
still within the year and you can get them replaced, I'm like, I'll replace these again because now I got a brand new 1 year when I got these replaced. So they
Now-
started the year over.
When Bruce bought me mine, it's like Carrie had to mail hers back to Bose. Shala's having to mail hers back to Bose. And then Shala's like, I'm going to be without him for 2 weeks, and, same way you
Same
were.
way I was without them and I was like dying because I love them.
That's the way Shala's going to be. Now, when I got mine, Bruce, when he bought me mine for Christmas, he bought the black tie warranty from Best Buy, and I'm so glad he did, because when mine went out, I went in and I told him, I was prepared for a fight, because
Because I had already been through it, so she was ready.
I'm a little skeptical about warranties sometimes, and then you buy these extended warranties and like, are they really worth the money? Well, I went in and I told him, I said, okay, I had my box and I had the receipt, and I took them in. I said they quit working, and they took the warranty and told me to go get another pair off the shelf. It took me 5 minutes.
And you know what? If I would have bought mine at Best Buy, I would have gotten that extra warranty and done it. But I got mine on Amazon. So.
Yeah, and what I did when I replaced mine was they would prorate that warranty that Bruce bought. They would prorate it. I just redid it. So I paid $24 and redid
and I
the
would have
warranty.
too. I would have too.
Because it's worth the $24.
Yeah, especially if it's going to go out that fast, and to be able to just swap it there in 5 minutes. I mean, I was without mine for quite some time. I had to mail mine back. They had to receive it before they would send me a new pair. And but anyway,
yeah,
they did work with me, so that was very nice.
Yeah, that is nice, because you didn't even have your box.
I didn't have my box. I didn't have anything. They were a gift, so I didn't have anything. And I guess they had to go based on, there's this 4-digit code on this right earbud. You have to take this little plastic piece off, and then there's a 4-digit code under the L. And I'm telling you, I had my coworkers look for it. I was looking for it. I was sitting at my desk holding this thing, holding a flashlight with readers on, trying to find this. And then, I'm not kidding you, I ended up having to get this magnifying glass. I have to look at these printouts sometimes at work with these tiny little words on it. So I have this like little round magnifying glass thing, and you put it on a piece of paper and it enhances the word. I had the magnifying glass on top of the little earbud. I had to prop a phone to put a flashlight on, and then I've got readers on, and I'm trying to read this code. And I'm not kidding you, I emailed back and forth, and I'm like, is it T785? Oh no, wait, that 8's a C, and I finally got the number off of it. It is so hard to read. I'm going to show you later how hard it's going to be for Charlotte to read that thing. But anyway, I was like, can I just mail them to you and you read your number? You get the number off of it? But they wanted the number first. So.
Oh, you didn't show your bag.
Excuse me. Oh, I need to. Sorry about that. Yeah, I got a new book and I got a new bag. So I got the Tuck Stitches book. It's all these different brioche stitches, and I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I just love them. And there's like, I don't know, 90
There's
or
a
100.
bunch. I didn't know there was so many brioche stitches.
And it's by Nancy
Marchant.
She's the brioche queen, and I think she has another one coming out soon. So I'm excited to do a stitch with something, maybe a blanket or a scarf or something. I don't know when, because I got a million things going, but. And then I got a new bag set from Darlene. I love this. This is like doodled sheep. I'll put a picture in. These are so cute, and when she has them on her shop in yellow, and I asked her to do red for me, and I love the red zipper, the red lining. You can always put a note in anything on Darlene's shop if you're ordering something, and she'll do that. But they're like little doodled sheep. They're so cute, like literally doodled.
They look like little circles,
like a little circles of circles, a circle of doodles, and that's the sheep. They're so cute. Every time I get a new bag, I always have to figure out what I'm going to put in it. So that means I have to start something, which I don't need to start anything new.
Start something for your trip.
Paige did find a hat on Instagram, and the Instagram post wasn't about the hat. It wasn't about knitting. It was like good quotes, Instagram something. So it had this, a life-affirming quote in it.
I actually want to make Charlotte a hat.
was wearing this really cute hat, but I couldn't find a pattern anywhere. But I found one very, very similar. I'll insert a picture of the similar pattern and a link in the show notes. And I'm going to make Paige that hat with this green yarn that I have.
I want to make Shiloh that hat. Is it worsted?
It is, I think.
Oh,
I think
good.
it's worsted. Yeah, it is worsted. I'm pretty sure. And so I have that I'm going to be doing. And then I have a couple whips that I brought with me. Of course, I showed you Paige's socks already. Last time I showed you that I had started the rainbow virus shawl with the wool tram yarn. I finally got to a color change.
Oh, wow. Oh, that looks so good.
I have a picture I can insert, but this is the...
I haven't worked on mine since I started all this.
Yeah. And then Darlene showed her virus shawl, the small one that she was giving to Peyton on the last podcast. And, you know, it's just a fingering weight 400 yard skein. And it was pretty small. That's why she was giving it to Peyton. And a good friend of mine, Vicki, commented in the comments on the last podcast how her birthday is October 2nd, which is Tuesday. And that she loved that shawl. Well, Vicki has a wool allergy, so she couldn't have taken the shawl of Darlene's. But I told Vicki I would happily make her one. So that's Vicki, pretty. Here's your shawl so far. It's not done. I have a little bit more to go, but it's not going to be huge. This is an alpaca wool blend. I asked Vicki how much wool she can have. She can have up to 20%. This is 15% wool and 85% alpaca. And I love the way it was in my stash. I love the way it's coming out with the different colors. And I've already started the second skein, and when this yarn is gone, then it's over. But hopefully you like it. So I have those two virus shawls going. And I have so many people telling me, yes, you can take knitting needles on a flight. No, you can't. Use plastic, use wood, don't use metal, blah, 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 blah. I think I'm just going to pack my knitting in my checked bag. I will have one checked bag. I'm going to pack my knitting in my checked bag, and I think I'm going to take crocheting.
Take your rainbow thing.
On the flight. So,
how long is your flight? Do you know?
I have 1 hour from San Antonio to Houston. And then I have a layover, and then I think it's 4 hours from Houston to Montreal. And then on the way home, I have 1 hour from Montreal to somewhere else in Canada. I don't remember where. Toronto, maybe? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. To somewhere else in Canada, it's 1 hour. And then from that place, straight to San Antonio for 4 hours. So it's not bad. I have both of my flights are 1 hour and then 4 hours with just one layover each.
That's good.
But I think I'm not going to mess with the knitting, because I just don't want to take any chances. Plastic, wood, whatever. I think I'm just going to crochet maybe on the flights, and then I'll be knitting when I'm with Paula in Canada. So that'll be nice.
Yeah, I mean, we know that that United States flights you can take metal knitting needles, but I don't know how international. You know, they might be a little.
But you know what? Even in the United States, it's on the website that it's allowed. But let me tell you what: if you get up to a TSA agent and they're going to tell you no, there's no arguing with them.
No, it's their discretion.
It's their discretion. So if you get somebody that's in a bad mood, it doesn't matter whether they're plastic, wood, or metal. They're just going to be like, yeah, no, not happening. So I think I'm just going to take crocheting. I'm just going to take my crocheting and pack my knitting.
Tell them about your water bottle.
Oh, I got this new water bottle. I love it. And
I'm probably going to have to get one.
Darlene's going to have to get one. And I'll put a link to it in the show notes, because I'm not telling you guys about this. So if you get one, because if I get 5 people to get one, I get like $5 off. But I really love this water bottle. I got one for Antonio. So it's called Circle, Cirkul. And if you go on there, I'll put a link in there, but if you don't want to go through my link, you can just go there. You get a free bottle and 2 free cartridges for $5. You just pay the shipping. And then what it does is they want to send you, of course, flavored cartridges every month, like on an automatic redo. I've already gotten one set of cartridges. This one is pineapple coconut. I love it. And it flavors the water. So this is regular water, and then it goes through, and it's just flavored. I need to make sure we don't need to get out of this room for another meeting. But this is pineapple coconut, and you can dial the flavors. So you can dial from no flavoring, where it tastes just like water, to 10 flavoring. And I love it. Antonio loves it. There's watermelon and orange and fruit punch and mixed berry and all different sorts of flavors. But I think we're about to get kicked out. So,
Yeah, and to meeting.
all right. So we're going to have to say goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.